Hello and warm welcome to all of you. Dear students, today I am here with the part 9 of economic chapter number 3, poverty as a challenge. In the previous lecture, we had discussed the causes of poverty. As we discussed, there are number of reasons responsible for the widespread poverty in India. Number one is low level of economic development under British administration in India. Number two, decline of Indian handicraft industry, which led to unemployment, poverty and misery, which were responsible for low rate of income growth. Number one is low level of economic development, and number two is low rate of income growth. Number three, high growth rate of population, which led to low per capita income in the country. Number four, huge income inequalities due to unequal distribution of land and other resources. Number five, social factor like caste system, religious faith and beliefs also kept certain section of people in society in poverty. These are the causes of poverty. Now today we are going to discuss anti-poverty measures taken by the government to reduce poverty in our country. Dear students, removal of poverty has been one of the major objectives of Indian developmental strategy. %30% of population of our country, they are living below poverty line. So, removal of poverty is the major developmental strategy of Indian government. Government launched many schemes and programs for the reduction of poverty. With such programs and schemes, government try to create employment opportunity for many number of people. When people are getting regular employment, it is obvious that they are coming out of poverty. The current anti-poverty strategy of government is based broadly on two plans. Government is trying to reduce poverty by two ways. Number one is promotion of economic growth, and number two, targeted anti-poverty programs. Day by day, government promoting economic growth in our country by starting number of developmental program. When there is a development, these developmental program create opportunity of employment for the people, and people are coming out of poverty. Second steps of government is targeted anti-poverty program. For the reduction of poverty, government has introduced many schemes and programs which are known as anti-targeted poverty programs. Over a period of 30 years lasting up to early 80s, there were little per capita income growth and not much reduction in poverty. After independence, till 1980, 50 to 1980, in this 30 years period, we can observe very little per capita income growth in our country. There was a little development in our country, and because of there is a less reduction in poverty. In 1950, official poverty estimate, which were about 45% in early 1950s, remained the same even in early 80s. Poverty ratio, poverty percentage in our country was 45% in 1950, and it remained same till 1980 because of less economic growth in our country, less economic development in our country, and that's why poverty was very high in the period of 1950 to 1980. Since the 80s, India's economic growth has been one of the fastest in the world. After 1980, the growth rate of economic development of our country, the growth rate of our country is one of the fastest growth rate in the world. But it was after 1980. The growth rate jumped from average of about 3.5% a year in 1970 to about 6% during 1980s and 1990. The growth rate of our country was 3.5%, only 3.5% in the years of 1970. But from 3.5%, it jumped to 6% in early 80s and 90s. So there is a clear difference in the growth rate of our country, almost double, from 3.5 to 6. The higher growth rate have helped significantly in reduction of poverty. After 1980, the growth rate of our country jumped to 6%, and this high growth rate significantly, clearly helped in the reduction of poverty in our country. Therefore, it is becoming clear that there is a strong link between economic growth and poverty reduction. So, we can say that there is a clear connection, there is a strong link between the high growth rate and reduction in poverty. How? Because of higher economic growth, more developmental program is going on, and because of this more developmental program, more opportunity of employment created under such program, and more number of people are getting opportunity of employment. That's why we can say that there is a strong link between high growth rate and reduction in poverty. If there is a high growth rate, there is a great possibility in reduction of poverty. On the other hand, if growth rate is less, growth rate is low, so reduction of poverty is also less. Economic growth widen opportunities and provide the resources needed to invest in human development. Due to the economic growth, it creates opportunity and provide the resources needed to invest in human development. We require human resources for the economic development of our country, and that's why government introduce the programs and policies for human development. Government investing government trying to provide facilities to the people for the formation of human capital. This also encourages people to send their children, including the girl child, to school in hope of getting better economic returns from investing in education. As I told you, for the development, for the high growth rate of our country, we need expert human resources, and that's why government investing in formation of human resources. Government providing education facilities to the people with the intention to create human capital. And many people sending their children to the school, even girl child also, with the hope they will get better reward in future by getting education. However, the poor may not be able to take direct advantage from the opportunities created by economic growth. Here you have to keep in mind, poor people, they are not getting direct advantages of the opportunities created by economic growth, because these poor people, they are not sending their children to the school to get the education. It is clear difference between educated and uneducated people. Educated people, because of his skill and knowledge, able to earn more in comparison to uneducated one. So poor are not getting the direct advantages of this economic growth. Moreover, growth in the agriculture sector is much below expectation. Here we have to keep in mind one thing is that large number of population, approximately 60% of the population of our country, they are dependent on agriculture. And agriculture sector in our country is not well developed. After 1960s, India adopted Green Revolution program in the field of agriculture. But advantages of this Green Revolution limited to certain region of our country, and because of it agriculture sector in our country still not much developed. So these poor people are not getting the benefit of agricultural development. This has direct bearing in poverty as a large number of poor people live in villages and are dependent on agriculture. And this large number of poor people, they are not getting the benefit of this development in agriculture. They are dependent on agriculture. So that's why they remain poor. That's why they remain poor, because they are not getting the advantages, benefits of this agriculture development. As I told you, Green Revolution benefits are limited to certain region of our country, Punjab, Haryana, western part of Uttar Pradesh, even in some other region of our country, but still large number of poor farmers, they are not getting the benefits of Green Revolution. And in villages, large number of people, they are directly dependent on agriculture. So that's why they remain poor, because agriculture sector not providing them regular and full employment opportunity throughout the year, as agriculture is seasonal activity. These people, they are getting employment opportunity only during some season, during some month in season, and remaining time of the year they remain unemployed. So that's why this large number of poor people who are dependent on agriculture, they remain poor. In these circumstances, there is clear need for targeted anti-poverty programs, and that's why in such situation, in such circumstances, we need targeted anti-poverty program for the reduction, for the removal of poverty in our country. Although there are so many schemes which are formulated to affect poverty directly or indirectly, some of them are worth mentioning. There are so many schemes, there are so many programs launched by the government to affect poverty directly or indirectly. In the next lecture, we will discuss about some of the anti-targeted program, anti-targeted schemes launched by the government with the intention of reduction of poverty from our country. Thank you very much for your cooperation. We will meet again very soon with a new topic of the same chapter. Allah Hafiz.